Welcome to the JoyStream TV. Today we have Pam Christopher with us. She has been nominated as an Incredible Women of Toastmasters International. Welcome to our show, Pam.
Thank you, Sheila. I'm glad to be here.
I'm thrilled to have you here. Ever since the first day I met you, I just thought you were a great leader in Toastmasters, and I even said to you, I would follow you wherever you go.
And I thought that was wonderful. I'd follow you wherever you go as well. I think we make a good team.
Well, that's good. I want to know, what made you join Toastmasters?
People laugh every time I tell them this little story. 27 8-year-olds made me join Toastmasters. I was busy teaching 3rd grade in Iredell Statesville schools, and I noticed one day that I had the children in the palm of my hand. Of course, I wasn't teaching, I was telling a story about when I was a little girl, and they loved it and they wanted more. And I wondered, is it possible for me to speak to people and actually have them in the palm of my hand if they're over 8 years old? So I thought I would try. I found 2 places on the internet, Toastmasters and the National Speakers Association. After comparing the cost and my salary as a public school teacher, I decided to try Toastmasters, and it has absolutely changed my life.
Now, do you happen to remember the story you were telling?
Yes, I do. I certainly do. They were asking me about times in my childhood when I played, and I was telling them about the time when I would rake paths in the woods, and we would make paths and little forts for us to ride our bicycles through and to play, just to have playtime together with all the neighborhood children. And then they said, and Miss Christopher, was this during the Civil War? And I said, no, it wasn't during the Civil War. It was just playtime that we had during my childhood. I didn't live during the Civil War.
You didn't.
But they thought I did.
I was thinking you looked pretty good if you did.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
I think if you fought in the Civil War, there'd be a different outcome.
I'm sure there would be a different outcome if I'd been in the Civil War.
I've always said that if the Southern women fought, Lord have mercy.
That's exactly right.
They're a force to be reckoned with.
That's exactly right. And we would have thrown those skirts away and put on those slacks, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely. All right, so you joined Toastmasters.
Yes.
How did Toastmasters change your life?
My goodness, how did Toastmasters change my life? So many different ways. I went through the books. In Toastmasters, we have different books that we use for speeches. I started going through those books, and I started learning more and more about myself. When I first started giving speeches, my home club members would have to remind me that they were not 3rd graders and that I needed to talk to them like adults. So it took me just a little while to get over that, so many years of being in the classroom to talking to adults. Once I achieved that, I decided to try entering contest. Now that was fun. Entering contest was a great experience for me. I made it all the way to the district level in several of our contests. Never got out of the district, but it was fun. And once I decided that competing in contest was probably not my best thing to do, I decided to try some leadership opportunities, and that opened a world of opportunities for me.
Okay, well, first, did you enter the international speech contest or the humorous contest? Just for our viewers, there's 2 different contests every year. There's the more earnest competition, that's the international speech contest, but there's also the humorous speech contest. Which did you enter?
I entered both of them.
You entered both?
I went further in the international speech contest, but I did enter both of those.
Okay. All right, so now you mentioned the leadership opportunities. What leadership opportunities have you had? What positions have you held? How have they benefited you? What can you gain from Toastmasters? You
can gain so much from Toastmasters. I cannot believe the change in my life. I started as just a club officer. I shouldn't say just a club officer because it's very important. That's the heart of Toastmasters, the club setting. I have been every club office from sergeant at arms all the way through president, and I loved every minute of that. After that, each club is in a certain area of clubs. I was an area governor where I visited several clubs in a certain geographic area of North Carolina. After that, I became a division governor, which encompassed in our area the triad, and then I went to leadership at the district level filling several positions there, from secretary, district photographer, working on the website, the newsletter editor, until I finally moved to being district governor. And that was a real exciting year because we were number 9 in the world, but we were number 1 in North America.
Wow, that's exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was very exciting.
Because I think that's around when I met you, when you were district governor.
I think that might.
Right around there.
Yes.
And so if you could tell young women how Toastmasters has benefited you and how it can benefit them, what would you tell them?
I would tell them that it's very important for them to just try it. All I would ask, you just try Toastmasters. And if you don't like it, I would totally understand. But if you want to make a difference in your life, this will do it. Number 1, I learned how to talk to adults again, which was something that was very important. There's a difference in talking to children and talking to adults, and that helped me to be able to converse with adults better in my public life, in my church life, in the community, and with other teachers as well. Not only that, but my self-esteem went from 0 to 100. It took a little while. It didn't happen overnight, but my self-esteem improved very much. Before Toastmasters, I wouldn't have been caught dead anywhere in the United States by myself. I always had to have someone with me. And now I get in that car and I don't mind going anywhere by myself, finding where to go, and walking into a crowded room of people that I don't know. That is okay. It does not bother me anymore, but it did bother me before. So the self-esteem alone and the self-confidence that you build with Toastmasters is worth its weight in gold. It's made a difference in my life, and I never saw myself as a leader except in the classroom, and now I found out that I do have some other leadership abilities that I've been able to share with people around the world, and that's just an awesome thing for me.
Well, that's cool. And aren't you also running for a new position?
Oh yes, I'm running for a new position. I'm running for International Director now, which means if I am elected, I will sit on the International Board of Directors for Toastmasters International, which is a big deal for me. It'd be a big deal, I guess, for anybody, but it really is a big deal because there will be 14 of us from around the world sitting on the board helping to make decisions for all of Toastmasters, and that's very special.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
Can I,
yes.
I just want it to rub off on me.
Oh, I'm sure. You don't need much more. You're fine.
You think I'm fine?
I think you are.
All right, so you said you gained self-esteem. Tell us more about the confidence that you gained.
Wow. The confidence. I don't know how many of you, and Sheila, you as well, have ever been in a position where you just thought, I'm not really special enough to do this. I can't go do that. I cannot do this. I'm just not the right person. Being in Toastmasters has helped me to try lots of different things. And some things I've found, yes, that's right, Pam, you're not set for that. You're not best suited for those things in your life. But so many other things that I never would have dreamed of trying, I've tried because of Toastmasters. I wouldn't have thought about going and speaking at a conference in another state, and I've already been to several different states speaking at different conferences. I traveled to some of those alone and had a wonderful time. That would have been very scary to me before I joined Toastmasters. A very small thing is going out to eat. I wouldn't dare go out to eat just by myself and sit at a table because I would think people are looking at me and thinking, oh, poor thing, she doesn't have anybody to eat with. And now it doesn't matter. If I need to go into a restaurant and sit down, that's okay. If I need to go to a public place alone, I have the confidence to do that now.
Now that's amazing. That's like a life transformed.
It really, really it is.